My name is Summer, and this is my video assignment. Hi, Brian. Thanks for talking with me today.
Right.
So, I wanted to talk about Kaysen's transition from preschool to kindergarten. Along with a lot of students, Kaysen is struggling at getting used to the hang of things in kindergarten. In preschool, the children get to play a lot, they get to have a lot of time outside. It's overall just a different environment than kindergarten. Have you noticed him struggling at all with transitions at home?
I have a hard time getting him up in the mornings to go to school, which that's been going on for a while, even at preschool.
Okay.
And just really anything that's just out of what he wants to do at that exact time, that he has to follow something. Yeah.
Okay.
He struggles with that.
And that's completely normal for children. It's overwhelming for them to have to do new things, especially when they don't want to.
Right.
So specifically, I have noticed Kaysen struggling after drop off and whenever we're at lunch and going back to the classroom. So in what ways might we help Kaysen have a smoother transition?
I've noticed if I play his favorite song in the morning, it's something I've started doing recently. He seems to react well, and it's like he just associates that with I have to get up and go to school.
Okay, so I'm gonna write music down.
Okay.
So you play the same song each morning for him?
Yeah, it's one of his favorite songs.
Okay, so it's like a routine for him he knows whenever he hears a song that he has to get himself motivated.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that idea. So another thing that I was thinking is a timer. I could put a little timer in the classroom, and whenever it's time for lunch, I could give the whole class a warning. I'd say we have 5 minutes before we have to go to lunch. And I would set the alarm clock to 5 minutes, and the whole class could, watch the alarm clock. This way it wouldn't be singling out just Kaysen. The whole class can, learn from it. So that's just an idea that I thought of. So I'm gonna write that one down as well. What other solutions have you considered doing, if any?
Whenever he listens to me and he cleans up or does something just quickly without me having to force it, more or less, I'll give him a snack or maybe his favorite toy or something like that.
Okay.
Almost like a reward system, but he reacts well to that too.
Okay.
Between that and the music in the morning, he's gotten better at home, but I would assume at school it's a different story.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down rewards because we can definitely find a way for that to work. So we have music, a timer, and rewards. And another thing that I was thinking about doing is a visual guide. So essentially, I could print off pictures of breakfast and lunch and circle time and just pictures of the classroom, and I could put times beside it, and each day we can go over the schedule. That way he is having a visual reference to think about whenever we have to transition.
Okay.
So whenever we're doing circle time, I could hold up the guide and say, this is where we are right now, we're in circle time, and after this, we're gonna go wash our hands, and it can be a picture of the children washing their hands, and then lunch will be after that.
Okay.
So I can say, we're here right now, but then we're gonna wash our hands, and then we're gonna go to lunch. So maybe this could help him transition a little bit. So just an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna write down visual guide. So, can you think of any other ideas?
Well, I know the reward system works well for me, but that doesn't seem like something you'd be able to really do at school as much. I mean, because I give him a snack or something like that. And I know if he does something good, you got to do it for everybody.
Yes.
You can't just single him out like I was saying.
Yeah. So what we could do with a reward system is, does he like stickers?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He's really into monster trucks and stuff
Monster
like that.
trucks, okay. So an idea that we could do is give him a folder, and each time that he has a smooth transition, we could reward him essentially with a monster truck sticker. And he could carry around this folder throughout the day, and it kind of gives him a reminder and incentive to, have a smoother transition.
That sounds like a good idea.
So I'm gonna write for rewards a sticker folder, and for a pro that would work is it would be a daily incentive for him. Can you think of another pro, or do you think there's a con to that sticker folder?
No, I don't guess so. Unless he was to misplace the folder or something like that.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was thinking too. So it might be a struggle keeping up with the folder. Which I could always keep it in my classroom if we feel that this reward system is going to help him the best.
That way he associates it just with school.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, keeping up with the folder. So for the music, I think that would be a really neat idea for all the kids. Like I was saying during drop off, he has a really hard time getting just in the hang of the morning routine.
Yeah.
So I could play some music for him whenever he comes in, and for the whole class. I could let the whole class pick out a song each day, and maybe that could help them. So morning songs. I think that this could also potentially be distracting for some kids. It might trigger them to turn off the music. How does Kason react whenever you have to stop the song? Or do you just let it play out and then he doesn't ask for it again? How does that work?
He's just he'll sometimes ask me to keep playing it when we get in the car, but he pretty much knows at this point that just means I gotta get up and get ready.
Yeah, okay. So mainly the con for the music might be for the other kids, but it could work for Kason.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep the other students in mind for that. And for the timer, I think for a pro, it's kind of the same as a visual guide. It's something for them to look at and for him to get used to. He can associate a timer with, the next transition. So can you think of a con at all for that? Have you ever tried to do a timer at home with him?
No. I think he would react pretty well to it because it's sort of like the music. He's just getting him prepared. I just don't know how effective it would be all the time. It could just become more routine,
Yeah, he might. So what you're saying is he might get bored with it.
Right.
Okay. So that could definitely.
Where it's not something that he really likes.
Yeah, it's not going to motivate him
this,
enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So it might lose the effect.
Yeah.
And for the visual guide, do you see that working for him at all, or do you think he wouldn't really tend to it very well?
I think it would work.
Okay.
Like I said, it's just also the same con as the timer type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it would, but
it might be a temporary fix, but overall it might not work for long term.
Right.
Okay.
Like I said, just could get used to it,
Okay,
just seeing it
yeah.
every day kind of thing. But I think that's to get him going in the right direction. I've had success with the music, so I think if you could get this into his head and even the other kids, I think it could all be very successful put together.
Okay, so right now we have came up with 4 solutions, and we kind of brainstormed on how the solutions might work for Kason or might, like you said, lose effect over a while. So we have music, a timer, a reward system, and a visual guide. Let's narrow these down to 2 that I can focus on in the classroom.
Right.
What do you feel is going to work best?
Like I said, he reacts really well to the reward, so I think the folder would be a great idea.
Okay, I think that could be really fun too, and I could always switch up his current interests.
Right.
So you said right now he likes monster trucks. Most of the kids in the class are really into dinosaurs and Paw Patrol and all that fun stuff, so maybe we can make a variety for it. So he'll have a folder of different stickers, might entertain him a little bit more and give him more of an incentive. Okay, so we'll do a folder reward system. And you've mentioned that music really helps him in the mornings, and you've been doing it for a while and it's worked.
Yeah.
So do you want me to try to do that in the classroom?
Yeah, I mean, it's your classroom. Whatever you think would work best with the rest of them.
Okay, well, I think that is a good idea. I think that will help it'll be fun for the class too after drop off. A lot of them, they miss their parents and they don't want to be at school. They don't want to have to sit all day, and that can make it fun for them. They can get up and dance and kind of get their wiggles out, and then we can, slow down and start focusing on the lesson. So I think that's a really great idea. So for the reward system, would you want him to take the folder home with him so he can kind of like brag essentially to you guys about how well he's done, and that might give him, more of an incentive to do well the next morning during drop off?
Right. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I know we talked about maybe not being able to keep up with it or losing it, and I think, yeah, it would be devastated if he lost all the stickers, but yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Maybe I could even implement the same sort of sticker reward system at home.
Okay, yeah, that would be a great idea. And if he were to ever lose the folder or something were to happen at home, then we can always replace it. It would not be a big deal. So we're going to do the folder reward system and music, and I think that within a month we could meet back up and I can tell you how he's been doing with it, and we can discuss if his transitions have gotten better, if they've gone easier at home, and depending on the results we can either continue these or come up with new ideas. We'll just see how that goes.
Okay.
Does that sound good for you?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you so much for meeting with
Thanks.
me.